Perhaps didn't believe Carolyn last time, so now she's getting dressed up and going to a party. Well, on her way to 1452 Atlantic Avenue. Not sure what Carolyn's gonna encounter there, but it's gonna be fun. I call this tale The Last King.
We'll be using Carolyn Fern again, continuing the campaign that we started last week. We got 5 experience points, and the only change I made was I added cheat death, which costs 5 experience, and I got rid of scene of the crime. This scenario, I'm familiar with it, so I know that there's not that many locations with clues on it, although that can happen in the scenario. This card is going to be a lot less useful. Whereas cheat death will allow me to move across the board if I get killed and go to the location where I can resign it with safety. This is the token sheet for the Last King. We don't have any cultist or elder thing tokens in the bag. We did add 2 tablet tokens last scenario, but that's bad because tablets are -4 and you take a horror, so if you fail, so this is pretty bad. And skull tokens, well, they're a mixed bag, so we'll see how that goes. If anyone has the answers to the questions that burn in Carolyn's mind, it's the cast and crew of the King in Yellow. With no other leads to pursue, she puts on her best clothes and heads to 1452 Atlantic Avenue, where a woman named Constance Dumaine is hosting an event in celebration of the play's one-night engagement in Arkham. As Carolyn pulls up to the manor, she notices that something is wrong. A trail of blood leads up the porch steps, and the front door smashed. Muted music comes from within the house, its warped and discordant notes painful to her ears. Has the madness of the King in Yellow already made its way here? This isn't a party, it's a madhouse. But for some reason, the guests are too deluded to notice. Very few of them are sane, and many are themselves horrors to Carolyn's eye. Perhaps she can talk to them and learn more about the King in Yellow. Forced, when an investigator is eliminated, by default or resignation, place each of that investigator's clues on this act instead of placing them at his or her location. Find as many clues as you can, then get out of this awful place. Alright, so we're setting up Constance Dumaine's party. We have to shuffle the Sickening Reality cards and put them under the reference card, and then we have to shuffle the bystanders and place them next to each location randomly. So this is the setup of the house. The foyer goes there, then the other locations kind of just go to the sides there, with the courtyard going in the middle. We'll just go ahead and set it up real quick, and then we'll place those bystanders next to each one randomly. But we do get to know which bystanders in which location, which definitely helps because it can help us strategize. Now, I made the one change to the deck with the experience that I earned from last scenario. Hopefully it helps, and we'll see. This scenario can be very swingy, so who knows how it's going to go. You can very quickly, once the guests start changing, let's say, so we don't spoil too much, things can happen, can start rolling downhill very quickly, and you can get swarmed by enemies very, very fast. That's why I got cheat death. Hopefully we can pull that card and get a benefit from it in this one. I have a feeling we will definitely need it. Alright, so we've gone ahead and placed all the bystanders, and we've put clues, 2 clues on each one. And then we have to go and just kind of mingle in the party and talk to each individual bystander. We'll shuffle our deck, and we will pull our opening hand. So what I'm going for here, I think I want to have Foolishness and get him healed of horror. So I want to get him early, and I definitely want some skill cards. So here we go. Oh good, we got cheat death. Excellent. I think I will be keeping that card for sure. I don't think I need Dyno-mite this early. The skill card, Inquiring Mind, I don't need because there are no clues on most locations, so that's not going to really help me right now. Okay, we'll just keep cheat death and hope for the best with regards to other cards. So, okay, we got a weapon. That's handy. Fearless, that'll help. Anatomical diagrams. Okay, and take the initiative. I like take the initiative for this one a little bit better than Inquiring Mind, because I can actually use the 3 skill icons without having to worry about clues being on the location. Alright, so now that we've got our opening hand, we will go ahead and reshuffle those cards. So this is it right here. Okay, let's get our cards reshuffled back into the deck so we can get started. So hopefully Carolyn can at least get, I'm hoping for at least 4 experience out of this one, so 8 clues. I think that's doable. Alright, so now that we've got everything in place, we will get started. We start in the foyer. The entrance hall is lavishly decorated, displaying the wealth of the manor's owners while still creating a welcoming atmosphere. "Shall I take your coat?" the doorman asks as Carolyn enters. It takes a moment before she realizes the doorman has only bloody stumps where he should have hands. This is already getting pretty creepy. Okay, so let's flip the foyer over. 1 clue, 2 shroud. Resign. Having found valuable information about the production, you depart and plan your next move. So we can use this at the end of the scenario once we have the clues that we want and exit the scenario. Okay, I think we're going to leave the clue in this location. We will only grab it if we have an odd number of clues at the end, and we'll move to the courtyard. Looking out the window, Carolyn spies the courtyard in the center of the manor. She finds herself longing for fresh air. She heads over there. Alright, 5 shrouds, 0 clues. Forced. After you enter the courtyard, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Oh boy, if it's an enemy, draw it. What was first a wave of relief upon exiting the manor turns to dread. Dozens of yellow eyes stare at Carolyn from the building's rooftop, and shapes loom in the clouds above. So we have to pull a card from the encounter deck and just discard it. Hopefully it's not a bad guy, and it is a bad guy. So it looks like a young psychopath has gone over to Carolyn. When it engages her, she takes 1 horror or gets +3 fight. Okay, she can handle the horror, so let's just go ahead and take the horror. This sucks. I mean, free damage against investigators is kind of frustrating, but there goes 1 horror. The thing is not that tough, and we have an anatomical diagrams which we can use to kill her with. So we will do just that. We will play anatomical diagrams. We have 5 or more remaining sanity, so we will use it and give it a -2 to fight and evade. So there's our resource to play it, and it basically has a fight of 0 now. So the only thing that can make us fail is the auto fail token. So okay, the skull says draw again. If we fail, we add a doom to occultist or lunatic. Okay, -4, that's good enough. So bye bye lunatic. 1 damage. 1 more time. -3, that's good enough. Okay, so lunatic dies. It wasted 2 of our actions, but it's not a huge deal. That's our turn. So we'll get a resource and draw a card. Okay, and we get Inquiring Mind. Again, not useful right now in this scenario particularly. May be useful later. And the Doom goes on the agenda. We'll draw a first encounter card, and it is a maniac. Oh my god, this courtyard is full of lunatics and maniacs. So he engages, and he deals 1 free damage to me and takes a damage because he's just flailing about and hurts himself and Carolyn while flailing in his lunacy. So we're already at 1 damage and 1 horror. This lunatic has 4 health. This is going to be take a while to kill, and I haven't laid my weapon yet. Looks like in this location we have Ashley, which takes 2 actions to parlay. I can spend several rounds here, so I think I'm just going to evade him. Let's go ahead and evade him. And 2 versus 1, so evade. Okay, good enough. You are evaded. Let's just get away from all the psychopaths in the courtyard and move about a different area of the house. So, do I parlay? 2 actions. He'll reactivate next round. We'll have to evade him again if we stay here, and we'll only get 1 clue. I think we'll just cut our losses and move over here. Okay. Dining room. The rancid smell of rotten food whiffs under the dining room door as she barely avoids losing her mind. So, dining room. The sight of the guests scarfing down the awful feast, mouthful after mouthful, makes Carolyn's stomach turn. That's disgusting. 2 shots, 0 clues. It has a horrible ability. You can use an action to heal horror, but then you reveal a chaos token, and you'll take a horror and place a doom on the agenda if you pull one of the special tokens. That's pretty bad. I'm not going to be using that ability. So who is in the dining room eating? Ishimaru Haruko, the costume designer. My, what a bold choice of dress. Ishimaru Haruko, if you have 6 or more cards in your hand, you can parlay by testing 2 willpower to question her about the play. If you succeed, take control of one of her 2 clues. Carolyn's going to sit down and have dinner with Ishimaru, or pretend to eat, while she talks to Ishimaru and picks her brain about the King in Yellow. So, we have 3 resource. Do I play my gun? I think it might be useful. No. Let's go ahead and just well, that's 1 action. Okay, we're gonna draw a card as an action. So, oh my god, to fight the Black Wind, my signature weakness. Deals a horror, and if I don't heal it, a doom goes on the agenda. There, that's terrible. Okay. This dinner party is looking really, really ugly already. Things are not going our way. Okay, so we'll take a doom on the agenda because to fight the Black Wind. Get her and ready our enemies, and we'll draw from the encounter deck. Oh wait. We have to add another doom. So it looks like the agenda flips. This goes in the discard pile, and the agenda's flipping already. So let's see what happens.
Ah, if it isn't our final guest, the doorman announces. Miss Divine, your presence here has been long awaited.
The woman wears a devilish dress and similar grin. Carolyn swears she's seen the symbol on her amulet before.
Well, now the real party can begin,
she declares, then heads off to mingle with the other partygoers. Find the bystander asset with the fewest clues on it, spawn the set-aside Diane Divine at the asset's location, and shuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck. Okay. So, looks like Diane Divine has arrived to foil Carolyn's plans of getting information. She will spawn. There are no bystander with the least clues, but, alright. Agenda 2. The terrifying truth. More and more this place continues to fall into madness, transforming before your very eyes. So when this agenda advances, by reaching the doom threshold, take all doom away and then randomly pull a Sickening Reality card from underneath the scenario reference card. Okay, the ball is moving quickly. Alright, so we'll go ahead and set this down, and for Diane Divine, I think because she can go anywhere right now of our choice, we'll put her away from us. She's aloof. Each investigator at her location cannot discover or take control of clues, so she blocks you from talking to all the partygoers. So we'll set her in the courtyard with all the maniacs. Yeah, with all the lunatics. Have fun talking to them, Diane. Alright, and so now we'll have to draw an encounter card. Oh my goodness. Ancient Evils. Place 1 doom on the current agenda. And dark forces stir against you. Oh, are they stirring against us? They are definitely stirring against us. So, looks like the agenda is going to advance quickly again. Let's go ahead and just talk to Ishimaru and see what she knows about the play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we can't talk to her. Okay. We'll have to use an action to draw a card. And, yeah. That way we can parley. We've wasted enough time already. So we'll draw a card, okay? And it is a survival knife. That's fine. So we have 6 cards in hand. We'll go ahead and talk to her. 3 versus 2. Come on. Throw us a bone. Throw us a bone. -1. Okay, that's good. Hey, we get our first clue of the night. Alright, 3 versus 2. And... Come on, come on. Hey, 0. Okay. Looks like we've learned everything we can from Ishimaru. Speaking with Miss Ishimaru, Carolyn discovers that Ishimaru designed all the costumes worn in tonight's performance, save for one. That stranger character. Peculiar role, is it not? For whatever reason, Mr. Ingram would not allow me to change his outfit, not one bit. And that mask! She scoffs. Did you know, one time I found that actor. I didn't even know his name. I found him drawing a strange pattern behind the backdrop for the second act. You know the one, with the 2 sons? He gave me a terrible stare, and I dare say I jumped right off the stage and ran. Carolyn asks what the pattern looked like, and she finds a nearby napkin and begins to draw. Her recreation is much more detailed than you expected. Rings of concentric semicircles lined with strange runes, and at the center is a pair of wavy lines. Carolyn asks her what it means, and she shrugs. Haven't the slightest clue. Okay, so we've got our first bit of information regarding this crazy play, and so far it's been a mixed bag. We've interviewed Ishimaru, and there are lunatics at this party all over the place, specifically in the courtyard. But I think we're done in the dining room. This is a disgusting, disgusting room, so let's pull out a weapon. No, never mind. Let's end our turn, and then we'll gain a resource and draw a card. No more weaknesses, please. Okay, True Grit. Okay, that'll help us a little bit to take some hits from these lunatics. Flip back, add a Doom, next turn, and Diane Divine comes over to Ishimaru and Carolyn. What are you all talking about? Oh, hello there. Alright, so one more Doom, and this thing's gonna flip. Alright, so let's get our next encounter card, and it is Corrosion. Discard item assets from play and or your hand with the printed resource cost of X, where X is the shroud value of your location. The shroud value, it is 2, so I think we can do away with the survival knife. So survival knife rots away in our hands. Okay, and Carolyn's gonna move away from the dining room. She does not like Diane Divine. Ballroom. The distorted music grows louder as Carolyn approaches the ballroom. Inside, many of the guests are dancing, eating, and enjoying themselves. Okay. Ballroom. 4 shrouds, 0 clues. Narrow yellow eyes watch the dancers hungrily from the darkness outside. When Carolyn tries to warn the other guests, they smile politely, comment about wild animal sightings around Arkham, and go back to dancing. Everyone seems oblivious about what's going on. Okay, so who is in the ballroom dancing? Our hostess, Constance Dumaine. Can I offer you a glass of champagne? Test 3 intellect to ask Constance about the play. Okay, intellect is our forte, so I think we'll be able to get these clues fairly quickly. Let's go ahead and 4 versus 3. Decent odds. I think we'll just take those odds and test 4 versus 3 raw. And here we go, and it is oh my god, it is an auto fail. That's not good. So Constance is too busy dancing and will not speak to us. So we're gonna pull out a gun and see if we can persuade her a little bit more. 6 ammo, and I deal +1 damage if I fight with it. Okay, so That's it's pretty funny. Maybe she'll talk then. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's having fun. And Constance does not want to talk about the play and just party. Okay. That ends our turn. And I think we'll be able to get her next turn. So we'll get a resource, draw a card. Oh my god. Oh, the man in the pallid mask has shown up to the party. And he goes to the furthest location. So he's going to be way over on the other side of the house, mingling with the other guests. Sebastian Moreau. Okay, well, the agenda's going to flip. So this says, pull out a Sickening Reality. So, oh my goodness. Please don't be Constance. Please don't be Constance. I forgot to shuffle the discard pile into the deck when Dan Divine came out, so I'm going to have to do that in a minute here. Okay, so Sickening Reality. Constance laughs as the skin begins to slough off her body. Blood trickles from her shedding skin, leaving a trail of crimson on the carpet where she walks. One might expect her to cease functioning with her ribs and organs exposed, but she barely seems to notice. Each investigator Constance remains takes one horror. Move each clue from Constance to her location. Flip to the enemy side. Oh boy. I guess Constance took it very personally that Carolyn whipped out her gun as she was trying to get information about the King in Yellow from her. And she has now transformed into just a gory mess of a person. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip this. And Constance Dumaine, 4 combat, 6 health, 1 evade. Hunter, when she's exhausted, she gets +3 to fight. Oh boy, okay. And she deals 2 damage. Ouch. And she's right in our location. This sucks. This is... I guess scene of the crime would have come in handy here, wouldn't it? Oh my god, of all the ones that could flip, bad luck is just following me on this one. Well, at this point, I'm kind of glad that I've... By the way, I'm reshuffling this because before, when the agenda flipped, Dying Divine came out, we were supposed to shuffle the encounter discard pile. Fine dining. You must place one of your clues on a bystander or take 1 horror and 1 damage. Oh, they are eating some disgusting stuff. The odors that they're passing around. Okay, let's put a clue on... Okay, we'll put it on Sebastian. Okay. So we're back down to 1 clue, but that's okay because we left a clue in the foyer that we'll pick up right before we resign if we finish at an odd number. So that will definitely help us in that case. So, okay, so she has a evade score of 1, so 2 versus 1 if I try to evade her. So, what can we use for that? Take the initiative. Okay, so take the initiative. We'll boost... No, actually, you know what? Let's take back the take the initiative. 2 versus 1. We'll just try it raw. I mean, we've got a couple of chances. We're going to start moving. -2. Okay, we failed. Alright, so let's try it again. And... Skull. Oh boy. If we fail this check, a doom's going to go on a lunatic. -1. Okay, we made it. Whew, thank goodness. Okay, so 1 thing went our way. Okay, 1 action left. Let's, Inquiring Mind. Now that there's clues at the location, we can commit it to a skill test and get 3 wild icons. So 7 versus 4. And we're going to investigate. Let's get this clue. Let's get the clue. Alright. we get the clue. We're back up to 2 clues. But that ends our turn. And Constance readies again and re-engages us. Diane Divine, she's moving, mingling and mingling, but she goes back. Not quite sure how this works. I think she just goes back because she's the lowest. I don't know. I don't think it's affecting the game. Okay, so 1 clue and then draw a card. So it is Quantum Flux. At this point, I pulled so many weaknesses, I really don't think I want to play that card. I'm just going to commit it, more than likely. Okay, so we'll flip back. We'll add a Doom to the agenda. And we'll draw our encounter card. And it is Tough Crowd. Put Tough Crowd next to the agenda. We have to spend an additional action to parlay. And this lasts an entire round. Okay. Not a big deal. I don't think we'll be parlaying anybody this turn. We need to still deal with Constance. So we're going to evade her. Again, the 2. Okay. Here we go. 2 versus 1. And -2. That's a failure again. We'll do it again. Come on. 2 again. Oh my god. This is not going well. Huh. I guess we'll just try it raw again. There's not really much I can do. -1. Okay. Well, that was a wasted round. That took all my actions just trying to evade her. I need to play a little smarter here. I hope that doesn't do me in. Where does she go? She'll just leave her there. Yeah. This could be our downfall. Bad plays like this, we cannot afford them. Alright. Ooh, Dyno-mite Blast. Oh, boy. Okay. This may come in very handy, but we need to get away. And Constance is coming back and re-engaging us. Okay. So we'll add a Doom to the agenda. Let's see. What is our plan? Draw our encounter card. Marked by the sign Peril. Test 2 willpower. If you fail, take 2 horror. If the man in the pallid mask is in play, it's direct horror. And it's a test of 4. Oh my goodness. He's in play, so I have a 3 and going against a 4. Do I use... No, let's just... Whatever. If we take 2 horror, we can still take it. Okay, we failed. That was a long shot, so we take 2 horror. We're at 4 horror now. Okay, let's try and evade. Come on, wait. We need to get away. Let's just... Oh boy, what do we do? I'm just gonna try it raw again. Our luck can't be that bad. Come on. Oh my god. Okay, our luck is that bad. Come on. One more time. Hey, -1. Alright. She is evaded. We need to get away. We'll just have to leave that clue there. Because we can't afford to waste any more time. Someone else is turning this turn. I made some bad plays already. I can already think back and see where I kind of messed up in this location. Alright, so we're going to commit 5 versus 4. Let's just grab the clue. And... maybe, no. No, let's change our mind. Let's just... We need to get away. So let's just go ahead and move to the foyer. And that's our turn. Oh my god, I'm not playing well, and it's not helping that this game has been throwing some really rough things at us from the very beginning. Oh, this is going to be a fight, a struggle. Okay, mind over matter. This will really help us. This is huge. Okay. Very, very big. Very nice. Are things starting to turn around for us? I don't know. We get to pull another Sickening Reality card out. And who can it be now? Who can it be now? Please don't be Sebastian. He's got 3 clues. And it's Sebastian. Sebastian's passionate debate with another guest turns ugly. His temper transforms, not just his demeanor, but his body as well. Thick fur sprouts from his skin, along with several bulbous growths that leak pus and blood. His suit tears and his body distorts, bones snapping and muscles bulging. He is as much a beast as he is a man. Okay, we're not in his location, so we don't have to take a horror, and all his 3 clues get put on the location. That is a very nice location to go and just nab those up. Oh boy. And Sebastian becomes a beast, and he's going to start hunting us. So he's 3 fight 5 health, 3 evade, hunter, retaliate, 2 damage, 2 horror. And his attacks cannot be cancelled. So if we get a dodge, we cannot dodge his attack. Oh, this guy's rough. Okay. We only have 2 clues. This is not going well. And now, this is kind of the point in the scenario where you start getting overwhelmed with monsters. And if the encounter... Oh my god. Young Psychopath. After Young Psychopath engages you, take 1 horror. So everyone's just going insane in this party. Okay, so let's take the horror. Okay. Alright, we are at 5 horror. I mean, we can kill this guy with mind over matter, but we're basically surrounded no matter where we move to. Okay, take the initiative. Skill test. So we have 3 wild icons. Okay, so 5 versus 2. I'll just go ahead and shoot her with the gun. Okay, that's a skull. -3. Okay, that's the number needed. So we shoot her dead. Bye-bye. Thank goodness for that gun that we pulled out when we were talking to Constance. Okay, so which way do we move? I want to get to that location with the 3 clues, but Sebastian is there, and he is tough. I don't think I can beat him right now. Do I dynamite him and then move in there? Then finish him off? Alright, we'll go ahead and play True Grit so we can take some hits. Just a flesh wound. Okay. This will help us a little. Still, Sebastian retaliates, so that makes it really tough. I guess we'll move, because he's going to move and hit us next round if we stay here. And he does 2 damage and 2 horror. If I move to the foyer, both him and Constance will move there and hit me. My only choice is to either stay, move into Sebastian's location, or go to Constance. Constance only does 2 damage, doesn't do the horror. We'll go to Constance. So we move in back to the ballroom and end our turn there. Oh my god. I do hope that if things start to turn around. 2 clues is a terrible way to finish this scenario. Alright, she hits me for 2 damage. We're gonna put it on True Grit. It's got 1 health left. Sebastian moves to the foyer, chasing us. We flip over and we'll take our resource and card. Come on, something good. Foolishness. Well, you came a little too late, buddy. So at this point, you're just going to be skill icon fodder for us. So we'll put a Doom on the agenda and pull a card. And it, oh my god. Another young psychopath. Another young psychopath. Free horror all around. Or do we give it the power and not take a horror? Oh boy. Things are getting worse by the second. We'll take a horror because I think we're going to want to kill this thing. Take a horror. We'll need to evade constants for sure. So let's go ahead and commit foolishness with 2 wild icons. So we're going 4 versus 1. Luckily she's easy to evade. So 4 versus 1 and 0. Okay. Whew. One thing goes our way. Alright, so young psychopath is still engaged. Sebastian's gonna reach us next turn. Question mark on. Let's shoot it. 5 versus 3. Okay, 3 versus 2. 3 versus 2 because, yeah. A skull. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Well. Yeah, that's a failure. That is a failure. Let's just move away. We'll move away. Take an attack of opportunity from this thing. So she hits us for 1 damage, killing True Grit. Man, we're gonna die here for sure. Oh my god. Okay. So she now does her normal attack, dealing 1 damage to us. Constance readies. Sebastian moves to Constance's location. If we can kill the psychopath, we can dynamite them, the 2 monsters, but 1 dynamite's not going to be enough. So I don't know what the plan is after that. Oh, cool, I've got a plan. That's really helpful, actually. Yeah, I think we can use this to kill the psychopath, or we could just shoot it and just commit some cards. But at least it gives us some more options. Whew. I don't know that I've ever had this much trouble starting from very early on with this scenario. And I have played it with Carolyn before, different Carolyn deck, but I just feel like I've just been bombarded with the encounter deck. Sometimes that happens, but it's unfortunate because I was really looking forward to getting quite a bit of XP from this one. It's usual here. We'll shoot the thing, the psychopath. We'll spend a resource to use Mind Over Matter so that our 4 intellect is able to be used in place of our combat skill. So we're going to shoot our gun with a base skill of 4. Psychopath has a 2, so we shoot it. 4 versus 2. Let's go ahead and pull a good token. Okay, good enough. Psychopath, bye bye. Oh, okay. Let us... Let's dynamite them. I think I have an idea here. If I can dynamite them and get them to move over to the dining room, and then I can cheat death and move to the foyer, it'll buy me a couple of rounds. So let's dynamite. Dynamite blast. Deal 3 damage. So, dog's barking. He's upset that Carolyn might die here. Okay, so 3 damage to each one. We have blown the ballroom to smithereens, but these 2 monsters are still going after us. So, setting off a dynamite inside a house is just hilarious. So, Diane Divine is there talking to Ishimaru and Carolyn while Dynamite Blast just went off in the ballroom. So, Carolyn will, with 1 action left, we can't move. We might as well just stay there and take the hit. Should we draw a card then? We have nothing else to play. We'll gain a resource, I guess. We could probably use it later on. Okay, gain a resource, that's turn. Constance and Sebastian move over to us. Constance hits us first for 2 damage. So she moves in and deals us 2 damage. We gotta do this in the right order, I guess. And then Sebastian is gonna hit us for 2 damage and 2 horror. 2 damage, 2 horror. There's 2 horror and there's 2 damage. So, that's enough to kill us by horror. So we'll spend 1 resource, cheat death, disengage from each enemy, discard all cards in threat, heal 2 horror and 2 damage, and move to any revealed location. In this case, the foyer. I really wish that other location with the 3 clues was revealed, but it's not. Otherwise, that would be amazing. That would be an amazing way to finish the scenario and finish with like 6 clues. But unfortunately, that did not happen. So we gain a resource and draw a card. We gain a resource from the cheat death, from healing the horror, and then we heal the 2 horror and 2 damage. We're still not in a great position, but we want to get there and nab those 3 clues. We can nab them in one turn, so we may still be able to pull this off, and then go back to the foyer, pick up that last clue, and resign. I think this is going to be the way to go about it. Okay, so we get some liquor. Carolyn knows the finer things in life. Okay, fine dining. Speaking of which, you don't want to arouse suspicion, but you really don't want to eat that. And again, place 1 of your clues or take 1 horror and 1 damage. I can't afford to lose any more clues, so I'm going to take a damage and a horror. So, okay, 7 horror. We're getting there, and 1 more damage will kill us. So we need to grab these clues as soon as possible. So we move. No, let's grab this clue. Let's grab this clue. This is going to be an easy clue to grab. 4 versus 2. Oh my god. Come on. Alright. Skull. Oh, Jesus. Skull. Oh. I don't like where this is going. Okay. That's a failure. That's a -4. That is a -4. I take a horror, leaving us with 1, and then I 2 doom go on the nearest lunatic. We'll put it on this guy right here. Okay, things are just phenomenally bad. Holy cannoli. We'll try and grab this clue again. Hopefully a quickly devolving series of pulls isn't going to happen again, because we'll be dead. Okay, -1. That's good enough. Okay, we grab our clue. We have 3 clues. Okay. That's our turn. The 2 hunters move. And they are coming to us. We have basically 2 turns. 2 turns to survive. And grab at least 1 more clue at this point. I'd rather have those 3. Oh, nice. Dynamite blast. A second dynamite in the ballroom will definitely finish off these guys. This might be a very nice pull here with this dynamite blast. Someone else is flipping though. Hopefully it's Ishimaru, because then that means we will most definitely be able to grab those 3 clues and get out of here. So, come on. Ishimaru. Ishimaru. Please be Ishimaru. You know, I shouldn't even say that because it's never worked my way. And it's not Ishimaru. Mr. Perry takes another puff from his cigar and his eyes burn a deep red hue. As he exhales, his skin begins to crack and hardens into stone. Cigar smoke exudes from the fissures of his skin, and the temperature in the room rises dramatically. He clenches his hand around the chair's armrest, which crumbles ash in his awful grip. Smoke starts seeping from his room to our room in the foyer as Jordan Perry releases a gust of smoke from his mouth. Wow, and he doesn't hit hard, and he's not hard to hit, but he heals every round, and he has 10 or 8 health, so that's insanely high right now. Okay, well, he's gonna start coming after us. So this throws a wrench in our plan, because if we go to get those 3 clues, and marked by the sign. Okay, test 2, +2 difficulty. This could be our demise right here. If we fail this test, we lose. We will lose. So let us commit 3 cards. We're committing Liquid Courage and Fearless for a 5 versus a 4. It's not the best chances. Skull. Oh, okay. Oh, come on. Let's see. Could we have done anything? Okay. And we pull an Elder Sign. Wow. Where have you been this whole game? Where have you been? We heal horror from the Elder Sign, and we heal horror from committing Fearless. So, Fearless right here, which we committed to the test, so we get to heal horror from that. So we heal 2 horror, which means we get 2 resources. And, oh, that could have turned out very ugly. Okay, at this point, because of those resources, we can dynamite these guys. And maybe get that clue, because Jordan Perry's going to move next round. I mean, we may be able to get the location with the 3 clues, but I don't know. That's a tough call. Definitely, we're going to go ahead and dynamite these guys. So, yeah, that's going to happen. That's the thing. So let's grab 5 resources. And we're going to blow the ballroom to smithereens once again. We set off another stick of dynamite in the ballroom, this time killing both Constance Dumaine and Sebastian Moreau. I mean, even if we don't get a lot of experience from this, killing these 2 is actually going to help us later on in the campaign, which is pretty huge. So, in a way, this still kind of works out in our favor. Let's go ahead and move to the ballroom. all the whatever remains after the 2 dynamite blasts, there's got to be some kind of clue in that wreckage that Carolyn can find and make use of. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. 4 just a straight shot, and let's see if we do it. And -2 is not good enough. Okay, it was worth a shot. I have nothing else to do this round, so gain a resource, draw a card. Mylan Christopher. Yeah, you would have been nice earlier too. We'll flip Carolyn. We'll add a Doom to the agenda. Jordan Perry gets to move. We'll put him there because why move him to the location with the 3 clues, right? Maybe we can still make it. At this point, I'm not even thinking about the man in the pallid mask. He can stay there. There's no way I'm going there to talk to him. Unless a miracle happens that lets me kill this Perry guy, there's just no way. Oh my god. Ancient Evils. Another Doom goes on the agenda. So this goes to a 2 Doom. Oh man, I can't say that I've ever had this much trouble with this scenario, with just even trying to just get 4 clues at this point. It's okay, so we're gonna commit. I've got a plan and Mylan Christopher for the icon, so now we're gonna have a 7 versus a 4, and at this point, oh god, the skull. Come on. Another skull. Oh god, this again. And I bet it's gonna be a tentacle at this point. -1. Okay. Whew. That was close. We got clue number 4. Okay. 4 clues. And we'll move into the foyer. And we're gonna resign. Yeah, I give up. Jordan Perry is going to hit us next round. So we're going to resign. Having found valuable information about the production, Carolyn departs and plans her next move. Okay. That is it. Okay, so for wrap up, we interviewed Ishimaru, so we got to log that in our logbook. Only person that we were able to interview. We defeated Constance and Sebastian, so very cool that we were able to do that with Dyno-mite. And we get 2 experience points because we have 4 clues. We get 1 experience for every 2 clues, so 4 clues, 2 experience points. And then there's no locations with victory. Yep, 2 experience points. That's not what I was hoping for, but it is what it is. We can still do something with that. Man in the Pallid Mask, we were not able to get rid of him. So we had some really crazy pulls from the encounter deck. This young psychopath just kept coming out and dealing direct damage to us, or not direct, but, you know, free damage, free horror to us. I pulled to fight the back wind early. I pulled the Man in the Pallid Mask early. So that's less cards in my hand. It was just rough. The brisk autumn air embraces Carolyn as she exits the manor. There is no doubt in her mind that the cast and crew of the King in Yellow have become affected by madness. Perhaps it's getting to her as well. She feels an encroaching darkness, a presence in her mind, not unlike the gaze of the stranger. Startled, she peers about the front yard for the first time since escaping the manor. The scene is different. The front windows are not smashed as they were when she first approached. The trail of blood she had noticed on the porch has been wiped clean, and instead of the disturbingly warped music she had heard upon entering, the soothing tones of slow jazz drift out from the courtyard. If these people are allowed to live, these horrors will only repeat themselves. We have to put an end to this. Carolyn dares not risk stepping back inside that madhouse, but she can't let the monstrosities run amok either. She runs through the open garage for a few supplies, finding an old hose, an empty gasoline canister, and some matches. Knowing what she must do, she first siphons some gas from Miss Dumain's Oakland 6-54A. She spreads the gasoline across the front porch, inside the garage, and around the manor's outer walls. From there, all it takes is several matches to start the blaze. She watches from the front yard as the manor is eventually consumed by the flames. The sounds of crackling fire and snapping wood and the screeching of dying horrors fill the street. Satisfied, she heads back to her vehicle and tears off toward the south side, full of grim determination.
Looks like the party was a great success. I heard Constance and Sebastian had a real blast. Until next time, try to get some sleep.